What's going on? So today's story is about the viral interview where Brian McKnight's ex-wife and his eldest son sat down with Mark Hill to clear the air and finally speak on their side of the situation. The interview hit heavy because for years, people who have heard only Brian's version, but this time the family has distanced themselves from finally answering back. All right. Mark Hill says there's been a lot over the past few years, especially from Brian about his first family. I want to give you both space to respond, but when Brian says you guys were kids and you guys were entitled, you weren't grateful, what's your reaction to that? So we have Julie, the ex-wife. She says entitled. That's the part that hurts. I raised those kids while he was on tour. I worked double shifts. I held the house together. Everything had to come from me, making sure that they were okay. And when he wasn't around, the idea that they just sat back dependent on him is false. I was the one holding it down. She goes on after to say that Brian rewrote history to protect his public image because acknowledging that would actually happen would tarnish and polish what he built for over the years. Then we got Brian McKnight Jr. He said, I didn't ask my dad for anything. I asked him to show up. I asked him to be present. When he stated and started posting new family pictures, erasing us, changing his name to match the child he just met, it felt like we never existed. He treated us like we were strangers. He also talked about being blocked by his family on the social media and learning major family events from fans, not from Brian directly. Mark Hill asks, you're saying that the narrative that you are financially dependent on him, is it true? Brian Jr. says, not even close. I've been working since I was 16 years old. What I wanted was a father who didn't go online telling the world I wasn't his real legacy. That's emotional damage, not entitlement. Then Julie goes, they were years when Brian didn't speak to his kids, didn't visit, didn't call, but publicly he acted like he was their mentor. That's why this hurts, because the man who the world sees and the man who we knew inside the house were two different people. She also addressed the child's claim, saying that Brian exaggerated on how much he paid to minimize her role to make her look like she was victimized. Brian McKnight Jr. At this point, I don't need an apology. I just need the truth to be out there. He can live his life. Just stop dragging our names into it. This interview shocked a lot of viewers because it painted a total different picture from the one Brian McKnight has always been presenting online. Whatever side you're on, one thing's clear. The family situation goes deeper than Instagram caption and name changes. Let me know if you want part 2 to break down this whole situation that we see right now.